Hello and welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. So you really like those tier lists, and your master midnight will continue for you meta slaves. Today we're back with the trader cards, and I got a friend with me here again. It's Orthonall. Say hi.
Hi, ou
Yeah,
plutôt bonjour.
a very well-known scholar and gentleman from France, and he's gonna assist me today. And as you see, no face cam today, so yeah, it wasn't the way the last time. I hope you don't mind. Like I'm gonna say hi real quick. Hi. And I'm gone again. So yeah, we're gonna make it like last time. We're gonna go legion by legion, and we have 5 tiers. We got the S tier being the probably most broken cards in the game right now, who will likely be subject to change. They provide too much value for the cost, or win the games on their own. A tier being really good cards, so stable cards you might include in every deck from that faction. B tier cards are still good cards which see play, but which kind of don't make the A tier quite. C tier are, well, bad cards already, but they still have a nice use in some decks, and D tier is basically the trash tier. Orthonall, are you ready, my friend?
Always.
Right, we start off with the Sons of Horus, and the first card being their new warlord, Tibalt Mar. So, Orthonall, what do you think about Tibalt Mar?
So I think it's a pretty good world and also different from other. I think he's still under OS in terms of power, but he has some use. There is not so much things to say about him. I think for me it will be like Beecher or something like that.
Yeah, same. I totally agree. He's finally a flavorful Sons of Horus warlord in my opinion. He has an interesting ability, an interesting battle honor. Well, interesting. Like for Sons of Horus, it's interesting. I enjoy playing him. He's also the only one who can like play the mission, although it's kind of pointless, but for the memes, I guess. And yeah, I like him too. I think B tier is totally reasonable. He's still under Horus, but finally some more or less interesting Sons of Horus warlord who enables you to play different cards and a bit of a different playstyle. So let's put him in B tier. Alright, next up we got the Sons of Horus mission, Chosen of the Four. So yeah, I tried this one on Tibalt Mar, and unfortunately it also only works on Tibalt Mar in my opinion, because you can give it with his battle honor obviously. You don't have to gimp your deck really, you just play Xetzer squads, you play something like Treachery, you play maybe Squatter squads even, and you can complete it quite fast, but the reward is lackluster in my opinion. And you start with -1 card, it kinda gimps your curve, so yeah, like turn 1 when you play an epical squad, and you have to use this instead. So yeah, it is not really a good addition in any Sons of Horus deck right now, unfortunately.
Yeah, I tried to play it with other warlords than Tibalt Mar, but it wasn't really effective. I think it's okay, but like you said, the reward is not really impressive.
Yeah.
And Son of Horus have so much good cards that I think even with Tibalt Mar you don't even want to play it, even if it's okay. So you do it for fun.
Yeah.
There's no real advantage by having this mission.
Yeah, that's right. The reward is simply like last time. That doesn't justify -1 card. So I'd say C tier or something. It's playable, but
yeah, I think I would say C too.
Alright. Next up, a card I really liked initially during the reveals. It's Embracing Temptation, but I liked it because I misread it. I thought it puts 3 copies of Temptation in your hand.
Yeah, same. That will be so much better.
Yep, it puts it in your deck. It gimps your deck for 2 energy and you draw a card.
Yeah.
How good is that? I don't think it's good at all. Like, late game you don't really want to top deck Temptations.
Yeah, I think it's very bad, but I really like the design. I think the idea was to give something for Whisper Horus.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Whisper Horus or Mission, yeah. The idea was great. I think if it was like create 2 copies of Temptation in your hand and remove the card draw, or create 3 copies of Temptation in your hand even without the cantrip, it would be like playable for memes.
Yeah, but I think I will keep the same idea that place them in your deck, but at the place you can I don't know, like if you have free Temptation, you can like cycle in your deck.
Yeah.
Because Temptation also draw cards, so if it's free, it's really good value, I think. And that can be interesting to have a deck that.
Ah, you mean so that the Temptation costs nothing, costs 0.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah, free, not 3. Okay. I gotcha. Yeah, that's a cool idea too. But in its current state, I don't know. It's kind of D tier in my opinion.
Yeah.
Or
totally.
C tier, but because it gimps your deck, like I don't know. The idea is C or B tier, but the card as it is right now is probably D tier, so unfortunate. Cool design. Next up is another trash card, unfortunately, or in my opinion a trash card. It's Catalan Rhino. 3 energy 3/3, and for 4 energy put in play in his Modial squad. What do you say?
Well, there's nothing to say about it. I think it's just a filler. Like, they just print the cards, but no idea behind it. It's just blunt. I don't know.
It has below average stats. The Modial squad cost 4 anyway, so you kind of save cards, I guess, but you can't attack with it, so I wouldn't play this even as a filler, to be honest. It's, in my opinion, D tier. If it had a cost reduction on these Modial squads, like 3 energy at least, it would make sense, little sense to play it, but in its current state, I'd say D tier, unfortunately.
Yeah, and you have also, I mean, for beginners, you have a Fizz 3/3 drop pod. I think it's even Fizz 1 is better.
Yeah, it's better, of course. So, really no need to play this card, unfortunately. Okay, next up we get the Asmodeus squad. The thing that spawns from the Catalan Rhino. And I really like these guys, actually. They are not as good on paper as, for example, Frexclad from the Night Lords. But I played them in Tybalt, and like Tybalt, you can play these guys and then activate Tybalt's Battle Honor. Then they get Terror, for example. Then they kill something for free, get another Mark of Chaos. And making them, for example, a 5/6 with Terra, with Poisonous and Terra. So they have potential. And what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I really like them, even outside of Tybalt now.
Yeah?
I think with Horus or even Loken, it's a really good card in general. You can even maybe try to mem with it. I mean, with Metal Storm and Onslaught, there is maybe something to do with that.
Okay, true. Yeah, so I'd say it's kind of B tier. Because, well, in Tybalt it's definitely B tier. I think in other Warlords C tier. But let's put it in B tier because it has great potential. Alright, and next up we got another vanilla filler. He has good stats, but I never saw him in play. It's Predator Coruscant. 6 energy 7/6, so really good stats actually. And Rally give +1/+1 to your troops with Mark of Chaos. Yeah, like you will never see this in any serious Sons of Horus deck. I see the reasoning behind it. Like he's good on paper, actually. Like you could play him on 6, but even if you have no troops, but like just for the body. But I think even on 6 the Verak squad is better. The one which gets bigger when you have Marks of Chaos troops on the board, you know what I mean? The 6/6, the top pod.
Yeah, I think the same. Like good stat and all, but everything on 6 energy is just better, and on 7 there is even better. So
yeah, I guess you can play him in a very thematic deck, and he doesn't lose you on the spot when you play him. I would put him in C tier, just because of the stats.
Yeah, I think too.
Alright, next up is a pretty busted card, Master for Lupercal. Put in play 6 epical squads for 7 energy. So many people compared this to Host of Angels. I played this a lot, and I also played against it a lot. Like, just to see there's so little counterplay to this card. Salamanders can deal with it, like Scorched Earth into Rest and Sacrifice, for example. What else? Like Rule of Fear, of course, exists. Death Guard can play Mortarian's Resolve.
Yeah, the Shadow Killers.
Shadow Killers, yeah, Shadow Killers.
Yeah, but the problem with this card is that half the legions can do anything against it.
Yep.
While the other don't care, but it's just stupid design, it's either win or you lose.
Yeah, you kind of play it, and if your opponent can deal with it efficiently, you lose. And that's mostly not the case. And the problem is here also Frontal Assault, of course. Like, if your opponent couldn't even kills like 2, he wasted 4 actions on it. Yeah, on 2 wands. You like attack 4 attacks to kill 2 2/1s. And then you play Frontal Assault, you still have 4 Evercalls on the board. And that's still 25 damage with Frontal Assault. And it doesn't even matter if your opponent played well or not, you just kill him on the spot there usually. It's probably an S tier card. I think it should be changed somehow, because right now it's such a hit or miss. Because of the miss part, I wouldn't even put it in S, but still kind of would, because often it wins on its own. So what do you say?
Yeah, I think I would put it in S, because it's just bullshit sometimes, and I think it's enough
to justify the S tier. I think so too.
Yeah.
And the last card for the Sons of Horus is another filler card. This one has even bad stats in my opinion, just Terran Elite. 8 energy, 7/7 frontline, and gain +1/+1 when another friendly troop receives a Mark of Chaos. So even if you buff this guy with a Mark of Chaos, he doesn't get buffed by his own effect. Okay. I don't even know. This is again just a stupid vanilla Sense of Horus card. This is even worse than Pet Coruscant. On 8 energy, if you want to stat stick with frontline, you can play something better, definitely. I think even this Mechanicum vehicle with frontline for 7 energy is better, which gains attack on the enemy turn, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see which one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just bad. Again, it's a filler for me.
Like, it's not even a filler, it's, I think, unplayable with better neutral variants, so unfortunately, the cool Vegetarian Elite will probably make it in the D tier.
I think it's better than the two other Son of Horus cards in D tier, but
yeah, but
still not enough for C.
Let's continue with the World Eaters, my favorite legion, and the Warlord, Traitor. What do you say about Traitor? You tried him, right?
Yeah, I played him a lot actually. I really like him, but he's just weaker than all the others, except Erlen, but Erlen is really trash. Like there is no reason to play Trigger over there.
Yeah, I guess they kind of want to make mid-range World Eaters work, but it just doesn't. His ability costs too much. He should have something for 1 energy. I don't know. Like going wide with his ability is really great if you have a board already, so he's kind of even more Warlord.
The problem is that World Eaters have really weak troops in general, except maybe Cillian squad. There is nothing that will survive in the early turn for him.
Yeah, they usually die.
The
turn after they are played, or maximum 2 turns. They are not sticky. They are berserk, low tech, high tech, low health values. To make mid-range World Eaters work, something else needs to happen except Trigger. I still don't think he's super bad. I would put him in C.
I mean, there's a C tier, I guess.
Yeah, C tier is reasonable. Next card on our list is Charge Forward. 1 energy tactic, deal 1 damage to a friendly troop, give it +2/+0 until your next turn. Pretty good card actually. If you have a Brand with Escape Band on board, you can use it to win. You can use it on bikes for like 2 extra damage for 1 energy. It's maybe even better than Sweeping Advance, I would say, because you can also use this on Wraith to trigger his rage. I don't know, it's a good addition, definitely. It's one of the few good cards you got.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know, it's 1 energy, it doesn't recycle. You already have a lot of cheaper cards. It can be easily a dead card in your hand.
Yeah.
So that's also the problem, I think, with this card.
Yeah, that it doesn't cycle is indeed a problem.
Yeah.
I think Strike and Fade is still better.
Yeah, in general, I play like 1 copy max, I think, of his card.
Yeah, sure. It's you can't play it on its own. I also wouldn't play more than 1 copy of it, and it's only good on Wraith and Brand, maybe as a bike finisher. I don't know. I would say it's still B tier. Like for its cost, it's really good and it has great synergies. So what do you say?
Yeah, I think B tier is nice for it.
Yeah, let's put it in B tier. Like C tier, it's not even that nice. I saw it played a lot. If it had cycled, it would be probably A tier or even S tier, but in its current state, it's fine as it is. Oh boy. Chosen of Corinth, the World Eaters mission is our next card. Beforehand, you can make this work. Yeah? You can totally gimp your deck, and you need a specific combo, and then you can make this happen. And the reward is actually crazy, like Crimson Harvest is insane. Yeah? But the prerequisition is bullshit. The game's over, especially with World Eaters. Like, World Eaters mission needs to be something which takes less time and doesn't need you to gimp your deck.
It asks yourself to kill your ball like 3 times in a row. So.
Yeah. You need to play Iokara, the guy we have next.
Yeah.
You have to play 2 of these, and you have to play something with high health. And then you have to damage the Iokaras, so they bounce back to back. And then, if you're lucky, you can finish it in 1 turn, but you need 3 troops on the board. And yeah, it's just super bad right now. The reward is insane, yeah, but you won't ever finish the mission, so I'd put it in D tier, unfortunately. Alright, and next up, we got an actually good card. Iokara, I guess is the name. It's a 2 energy 1/4 with rage, deal 1 to 2 damage to all other troops. Pretty good stats for 2 energy. Great effect. Like, you can combo this with the 2-1 bike, for example, for an board clear. I guess he was kind of designed for the mission, but a solid addition, I think, for the World Leaders. What do you say?
I'm not really sure about this card actually. It can also destroy you because if it survives your turn, you cannot really play troops behind. So it's really for to kill enemy board, but behind you can't really play your own.
Yeah, it can backlash, but I rarely saw this happen. I think it's pretty good. It's not A tier still, because World
Yeah,
Leaders
maybe
are still...
teacher would
Yeah,
be okay, I guess.
because World Leaders are unfortunately still all about go for that phase and not any cool combos, like the only combos being like Bronze Escape Vent. So yeah, I still put it in B tier, because good stats and beneficial effect most of the time. Alright, and now the disappointing card in the next spot is the Ashkel Squad. 4 energy, 3-3, Berserk for whatever reason, and Rage, gain a Mark of Chaos. If this had 1 more health, this would be playable, I think.
Yeah, I think too. Because even without Berserk, maybe. I don't know why they put Berserk on every World Eater's Astartes. Because sometimes you don't want to attack with this kind of troops.
Yeah, I mean, what's the play here? You play this guy and then you give him charge forward, and then he gets a 1 mark,
Yeah.
and then he's dead. He dealt a lot of damage, but he's dead.
Yeah.
I think if this had 1 more health, it would be playable.
Yeah, I think too. Really weak stats, especially with HP.
Yeah, like he needs like 1 more HP. Still think the idea is cool. Maybe even C tier. Like on Dara it could be good filler, I suppose.
Yeah, I think Teacher is fine because it's not as bad as the other in Teacher. So.
Yeah, it's not completely unplayable, let's put it like that. Unlike the other card, it's Combat Frenzy or Energy Tactic. Give your Warlord after attacking heal 1 to your troops. So this is apparently for mid-range Karn, some shit like that.
I don't know. I thought at first it was 300 units, so I was like, oh, that could be nice for Karn, like he will heal his self-ping and all. But just troops, I don't see the use, especially for 4 energy.
Yep, it's utter trash, unfortunately, because as with same problem as with Chosen of Corn or Charge Forward or Ashkel Squad, World Eater troops are simply not sticky enough. This card makes no sense. You don't want to play this on 4, you want to play Wraith on 4. I would put this in D tier. This is probably even F tier if we had one.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
This is a terrible card. Next up, we got a pretty good card. It's the Mandible Rhino.
Yeah, I really like this one. What I like to do with it is to play only 2 Astartes, Brond and Wraith. Obviously, because they are super powerful and it allows you to draw them immediately. And I think it's a really good card for that.
Even without the cheese combos, it's a really good card. It has fast stats, frontline attached to fast stats, it replaces itself. And as you said, you can use it for to fish for this is the Astartes you want if you only put like Wraith and Brond in your deck. I think overall this is an A tier card. Really good.
Yeah, pretty much. Really good card, I think.
Yeah.
The game will need more of that and not things like Combat Frenzy because I don't know why. I still don't understand why they print that.
Yeah, they desperately try to make group World Eaters work, I suppose. Yeah, we got 1 more card for the World Eaters. It's the Garrick Squad. On paper, quite insane. It's a 7 energy flanker with Unstoppable, 8-6. If World Eaters ever make it to mid-range, this will be a really good card. Like, compare this to the Space Wolf flanker, the 7-5. It's kind of a better version of it for 1 more energy.
Yeah, I think it's a good card, but 6 HP means that it will be dead versus anything, so it's like a sort of removal. What I did is that I was playing it with Brand and Vent, obviously, and it was like a second use for Vent in case Brand didn't manage to win the game. I think it's okay, but yeah, it's not insane.
I think it doesn't fit in any deck right now, but if it ever did, it would be pretty good. Like, not insane, but
pretty
good.
Much.
I'm sure
if the missions was okay with Bloodthirst, it could be really interesting, but
oh yes, yeah.
Unfortunately
it doesn't. So, would you say C or B?
I would say B.
Yeah, they have very good stats.
I think, yeah.
So let's put it in B. They're good, just not playable in any deck right now. Alright, next up we got the Emperor's Children. Oh boy. They also had it really hard, the expansion. Their warlord is Marius Verosian. I'm really disappointed that they kept him the way he was. He's random as fuck.
Exactly the same.
Yeah, he's random as fuck. He has no synergies with the Legion. I did a deck with him like roleplay and with Noise Marines, Cacophony Commanders, like
Yeah.
mess stun. It was actually quite funny, but it's just roleplay, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think he's really good. He's more a meme tier card. He may be a good choice like Sigismund, maybe if we ever face a Khan meta again or a Curse meta or something like that. Then he would be CC play, so like Sigismund against White Scars.
Yeah, I think that's the only idea behind this warlord now.
Yeah,
Use this turn against solo warlords. Unfortunately for now, I don't think there are a lot in the meta.
kind of C tier because he can, like if you're lucky, gimp stealth shenanigans or warded stuff. I mean, the ability is not that bad, it's just random, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
And
true.
he might be a nice pick in some metas, I suppose.
Yeah, I think Sitcher is fine for him.
Yeah. Unfortunate, but that's the way it is, because I really love his quotes. He's like this super insane noise marine with all the Slaneshi shit going on. So, pretty cool guy, but
Yeah.
not really good game. Emperor's Children mission. Chosen of Slanesh. Jesus Christ. Can we just put it in D tier and get it over with?
Yeah, well, another failed mission. We are used to it now.
Yeah, like in the last tournament, this mission tournament,
Yeah.
Zacharias actually made it work. Like he made it deck with just a lot of the starters and made it work. He completed it by turn 10 or 11, so it's possible, but the reward is still shit. The reward is worse than Sons of Horus, and it requires you
Yeah.
you more things to be done.
I did this tournament too, but I took Chosen of Corn and I never get it done. So.
Yeah, you guys were memeing hard, definitely. It's a horrible card. Like, don't play this ever. Right now. I hope it gets reworked. Okay, next card. Mercutio. Tornado Landspeeder. 2 energy, 2/2. Flank. Perfection. Gain sneak attack this turn. So this is like a bad Raven Guard speeder.
I think it has potential with Rylana.
Frylana.
Yeah, because you put it Tactical Brilliance and you get a 4/4 sneak attack, but that's pretty much all I think.
I mean, it even works with Hollow Frights, the
Yeah.
the structure which gives Marks of Chaos. It's not completely useless, I think.
Yeah, it's okay, but
it's okay, but
just here.
C tier or something. Like you can play it, but
C-tier is fine, I think.
You don't need to.
The problem is that there's so much better to play than that.
Oh boy, the Traitor is looking really grim so far. We have only one S tier, one A tier card, and the rest is in B and C and D tier. But well, let's continue. We got a 3 energy tactic next. Unrestrained Cruelty. Deal 1 damage 3 times, perfection, heal 1 to your units. I guess it's a Pilgrim nerf or something.
I actually disagree with that. I think it's a really good card.
Yeah?
Well, it's a good card on Fulgrim's ability, it's not that bad. I think it's also a Lucius card, because having a bit of heal here and here, it's quite useful. I played Lucius a lot with it, like a really fast aggro with Sunburn, and I really thought it was efficient, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's a 3 energy heal 3, and it pops shield, it pops survivor. It's definitely not bad. I just like to get hold all costs from Fulgrim ability or perfection fights. So, I don't know.
Also, a thing I like about it is that it's an odd cost card, and actually it's important to have odd cost card with Emperor Children for perfection.
Sure. So, B tier, as you put it?
Yeah, I think B tier is okay for it.
Alright, I agree. I still don't like it, but it's definitely not that bad. Unlike the other card, it's Idolater Squad. For energy for 4 battle honor, give +1/+1 to all your starters troops. I don't know, this needs flank or something.
Yeah, I like the art, that's pretty much all I can say about it.
Yeah, that's about it. Very vanilla. Your opponent will never give you a trade. I mean, this is kind of like a badass triple from Dark Angels.
Yeah.
It's not even worth that. I put it in D, to be honest.
Yeah, I think D is fine for it.
Yeah, it's vanilla, and your opponent will never give you a good trade with that. and it doesn't
Yeah.
have good stats, so
And so it's so much better on 4 energy for the
yeah.
children.
Yeah, that's right. And next card, I also don't understand that. Hold experiments. Enhance your starter's troops perfection. Enhance your other troops. Why is this in the game? So just to clarify, enhancements, I tested this card. And first of all your troops get the same enhancement. Yeah, it can be frontline, it can be cleave, it can be survive, it can be ward, it can be flank. And all your troops get the same shit. So you basically pay 4 energy to give all your troops cleave or survivor, and you don't even know what you get. It's random as fuck.
Oh, yeah. Or flank on an empty board.
Yeah, like, why? Why would you play this over Unbreakable Focus or even the Ruined Palace right now?
Well,
You see
no
a reason?
reason.
No reason.
It's just terrible.
It's terrible. It gimps Fulgrim's ability. I hate it. D tier. Like, nothing to say here. Oh
Yeah.
boy, I hate it. I really hate this card. It's stupid as fuck. I don't know why it's in the game. It needs to be reworked. I hope they look into it. Next card is pretty cool though. Random as fuck, but the design is awesome. Cacophony Commander, 6 energy, 4/5, so terrible stats. But when an enemy attacks, the target is chosen randomly among all other units in play. Oh man, this card's only downside is the stats, because it can get Megatort or it can get Hammer of Justice, you know?
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yes, it's pretty much short.
Yeah.
And it's extremely powerful.
Yeah.
You just bet this card and you win.
Yeah.
Even if your opponent has a full board. Happened to me against non-Atov.
Yeah.
He has a full board of 8/8 and everything.
Yeah.
And he just killed his warboard and himself in one turn.
Yeah.
So
the worst thing that can happen is that he doesn't attack at all. So you stall him for a turn or even more.
yeah.
And if he goes for it, this guy basically wins by himself, as he's not dealt with. So yeah, there are ways to deal with him. Yeah, but they're very specific. And if you don't have that heart removal in hand, or if you don't have Melgator or Hammer of Justice, whatever, this guy can really win you games. I'm tempted to put him in S tier, to be honest.
I think I would put him in S tier. It's a bit like Muster. Sometimes you will just win by playing it.
Yeah, that's right. So S tier is kind of justified. Right, and next up, Phoenix Guard. So that's Fulgrim's personal bodyguard. 9 energy, 8/10 frontline, battle honor, heals 3. I think Emperor's Children have enough big guys, and you don't
Yeah,
really need
pretty
these. You can play them as a filler. They're not really bad. I mean, they're a fat frontline, which can more or less heal themselves. Not as good as the Iron Hands Dreadnought, the 8/8, I mean, but still playable.
I guess it was created for the mission, but again, since the mission is bad, no
Yeah.
reason to play it.
Yeah, I guess you can play it in the beginner deck if you're missing, for example, I don't know, the Terminators or whatever. Just as a big guy to ramp with Tactical Brilliance. I would put them in C.
Thing is, Hammer of Justice is exactly the same rarity, and it's just better.
Yeah, of course. If you have it, you play it over that, but
Yeah.
they're not completely trash. They're not Fall Experiments or Chosen of Slaanesh, right? Now that's it for Emperor's Children, and our next Legion is the Death Guard. Oh yeah, I think we both like the Death Guard a lot, and I actually like what they got in this expansion. It's not much, but some of these cards are really good. And first of them being Kaifa Morarch, their new warlord, equary to Mortarion. So, did you play him as much as I did?
Actually, I didn't play him much, but with a very good win rate, and I really enjoy it. I think it's an excellent warlord.
Yes, I think that's the to-go warlord with Death Guard right now, if you want to play troop Death Guard, so to say.
Yeah.
I did with him a lot better than the Frask even, who was kind of my to-go Death Guard warlord before. And
yeah, same. I think I still prefer Risk right now, but both are really good, and they are viable without being totally OP. So
yeah, the ability is better than expected. Having a 1/4 on demand as an ability, I mean, people complain because Meldon Squad is 1 energy and his ability costs 2, but you can't deal with them with your warlord like with Cambodia's turrets. And it opens up for a lot of combos. You can hide neutrals behind them like Jubek, you can hide, I don't know, the Timida squads, the new energy cut behind them, and then you snowball out of control. And the Death Guard had a lot of options to heal them, to buff them up, these Weldon squads. I think having them on demand is great, and I really enjoyed playing him. He's not completely broken, so I'd put him in 8 here though.
yeah, H for sure.
Really good
Really good.
addition to the Death Guard. The next card isn't, unfortunately. Yeah, the mission, Chosen of Nurgle. You have to start your turn with a poisonous unit and play 5 times. Oh boy, the reward is really good again, especially for Kaifa. Like, everything you put in play gets +2/+2 and poisonous. So basically your ability becomes spawner 3/6, but getting there is a problem. Did you try it?
Yeah. Yeah, I tried, but it was a failure. So yeah, it's just trash. Surviving with troops with poison is just too hard because you don't have a lot of troops with poison for first.
Yeah.
And 5 turns, it's just insane.
Yeah, you have to gimp your deck. I basically played this with scouts, Nisa scouts, and I was main decking Chem Munition. So the idea was to draw into that
Yeah.
and then just wait. But if you didn't have this in starting hand, it still took you ages. So unfortunately, right now it's close to unplayable DTF.
Yeah, it's cheap. And actually, I think it's the best mission of the 3 we made. So
yeah,
it says a lot about
yep,
it.
Yep. That's true. That's the best mission out of the 3 we had so far. Next card is pretty useless as well. Son of Barbarous. I simply don't think this is worth a deck slot. It does so little.
Yeah.
It just would cycle, maybe. But
Yeah, it's an okay effect, but 1 energy, no draw card on it,
yeah.
and it's just Survivor 1. No interest.
Yeah, I guess you can like play this after you death clouded something by your own, but
Yeah.
you have better cards for it, like the 5/5. And so I would put this in DT as well. It's just a waste of deck space. It's not bad for its cost.
Yeah.
It's a waste of deck space.
Maybe actually I would put it in C tier because it's decent, but well, no G tier. It's between the two, I think.
Yeah, I'm still going with D because it's just useless and you will never see it, unfortunately. Next card is actually pretty good in my opinion. I wasn't too stoked about it at first, but I playtested it and it's great. The Team Squad. It's a 2 energy 2/3, so fast stats. And on Relentless, that's a Chem Munition to your hand. That's the 1 energy buff, which buffs it for 1/1 and like is poisoned to a friendly unit.
Yeah, actually I don't like the card.
No.
Like for me, it's just a 2/3. It's really rare to have the Relentless. Sometimes it works with Morog, but on 2 energy you have a lot of good cards for death card. So it's hard to find the spot for it. It's not horrible, but it's not. I don't think it deserves a spot in any deck.
Yeah,
except for mission, but well.
Yeah, well, that's already reason to play it. But I actually played with Morag, and I mean 2/3 for 2 is fair. Old Drilling Side was really good. You can play these Drilling Side and then hide them behind a Meldon.
True, yeah.
And then they sometimes gave you Chem Munitions, and like 1 or 2 it was already good, and your opponent usually really tried hard to kill them because they keep generating value. Relentless is a bad mechanic, I agree, but with Morag it kind of worked. I don't know. You are right, they are still pretty vanilla, and them having Relentless doesn't make them a good card per se, but I still think they're B tier.
Yeah, I think B tier is okay.
Yeah, they're playable.
When you look at C tier, it's still better than.
Yeah, you can actually main deck it with a purpose, I think. Next up is Flag Speeder, 4 energy 3/4 flank rally if you have no troops gain poisons. This one has a really weird design, doesn't it?
It's okay, maybe with Mortarion.
Yeah.
Like on 6 energy you can stand and kill something with poison, but it also can kill like Michael or something like that. It's not incredible neither.
It's not, it's definitely not. It's one of the worst for energy flankers in my opinion. I don't know, it's playable. I would put it in C, but
it's terrible. At the same time, Death Guards never have any really good for energy, I think.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They don't have any good for energy play.
Yeah.
But still, the troop on its own, I'd put it in C.
Yeah.
Next card is.
Oh my god. Another garbage.
Inner Fire from Hearthstone, but costs 4 times.
4 times more.
Gift of Fortitude. Change the attack of a friendly status to be equal to its current health. This was made for Garrow, I suppose. I don't know.
I don't know for who it was made, but it's just horrible. I mean, even with Plague Elite, it's just +5 attack for 4 energy.
Yep.
Like,
and keep in mind,
you will play that?
Yeah, and keep in mind, we still have Sigilized Chosen in the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see the reasoning behind it. This needs to cost like 2 energy, in my opinion, to be playable. Like this would be reasonable. 2 energy, but on 4 energy, it's complete garbage. Like you cuck yourself if you play this card in your deck, or you're an idiot.
Even something like fully heal or give +0, +2 before the attack buff. Like
Yeah,
that, you can really
it
get
needs.
more attack and
Yeah, that's a good
everything.
idea. That's a good idea. It needs to do more, or it has to be cheaper.
Yeah,
So right now,
cheaper, yeah.
it's
20
unfortunately
energy
a D tier.
is okay, I guess.
All right, next guy is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Sergeant
very good
Tarakth.
one.
Finally, a proactive and reactive death card troop in one. 6 energy, 6/6 fast stats, rally, deal 2 damage. So nothing too crazy. And if target dies, gain poisonous and +1/+1. I love this guy. He goes in Rask. You can use him as an ability trigger. He can finish something off. And he's just a very good buddy, a proactive turn 6 play instead of Plague Elites, for example, instead of the Terminators, the 5/8 ones. I really like him. What do you say?
I think it's really good. Like he took the spot to this 5 attack frontline, which is already surprising because it was a card that was played since a long time in DevGo.
Yeah, I know. It's a good card. It's a 5/8 with potential frontline.
Yeah,
It's
and
really
this
good.
one just took his spot, so I think it's really good.
Yeah.
A tier for sure.
Yeah, agree. AJ.
Maybe S actually.
No,
But
S
it's
would be
not broken, like it's
not
just
broken.
really good.
It's just really good,
Yeah.
so I put him in AT as well. I also replaced my my 5/8s with him because the 5/8s are simply they just don't do anything. They're vanilla. They're stat sticks.
Yeah.
All right, and the last card, Corrupted Grulgor, 7 energy, 5/7 poisonous, 3 energy. Put in play one Battlefly. Man, he's so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, why would you want to put a
Amendments
Battlefly?
and all.
Death card have no way to reduce maintenance of demons.
Yeah. And it has
You
bad stats too, so
with a 5/7, I actually want to attack instead of screwing
yeah.
up my energy. So I don't know. He's not even playable. I'd say he's D tier.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
if he has frontline or something like that,
yeah, but
maybe, but
in
it's
this
just bad, yeah. GTR.
yeah, I don't know. I said it during reveals. Like you play this guy, so he's understated for his cost. Sure, he is poisonous, but then you pay another 7 energy, 3 energy. So you pay 10 energy for a Battlefly, which costs 4, so you save 2 on energy basically, but it has maintenance too, so it's basically like you have 1 less energy than you had before. I hope you can follow me, but it makes no sense to play this guy, unfortunately.
One idea to change it would be to make a passive like when a troop dies, let him play 2/2 fly with the intense one.
That or,
See which one.
or even a Plague Toad or something would be cool. Something like that, yeah, like a passive.
Yeah.
Don't even have to be the Battleflies. Have to be the Rotflies, for example. These would be cool too.
Yeah, the one spawned by the Wisdom 2 energy, the one 3 poison. Like that, you have also synergy with the mission. So.
Oh yeah, true. No, it doesn't have to be a Rot Flood, it can be the Rot Swarm. Yeah. Or, I don't remember, what's the other way around. Anyway, forget it. Let's continue with the Iron Warriors. First of all, we got the Warlord, Krieger. So what do you think about him? He got buffed a bit. He's now deal 3 damage to 2 random enemies for 2 siege.
Since the buff, I think he's really good.
Yeah, like really good?
I really struggled to fight against him because I like to play a lot of troops. I think he's really good at handling mid-range deck and this kind of thing.
Yeah, with the troop pack he's hard to play against, I agree. His ability is pretty good. He also has high initiative. He's kind of hit or miss though, in my opinion. I tried him too and I can't make him work personally. I don't know. Iron Warriors hate me. But this is like the only Legion which I can play for shit. Except Narek. Like this is the only Warlord, but he's kind of neutral anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I'll leave it up to you to give him a tier here because I couldn't make him work. I have like 30% win rate with him.
I didn't play him much. It's really meeting him. Like I struggle against him, but I didn't really try by myself.
Okay, so what you say?
So
I would put him in B tier, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's good B tier. Says Mar, so they are bits.
Yeah, they're good.
At the same levels.
Problem with him is he's kind of hit or miss. It kind of depends on what you're playing against, how good he is.
Yeah.
Alright, next up we got the mission. It's finally a zero energy mission. Like every mission should be zero energy, I have cantrip in my opinion. It's Chosen of Olympia. The mission, a friendly unit loads siege ability 6 times. I tried it with Krieger, so maybe this is why I lost so much. You
probably, yeah.
Yeah, you can finish it without problems. It's not hard, but the reward is lackluster. Like you get a relentless effect, so it doesn't do anything the turn you play it, like the Ultramarine mission, for example. And then you draw a troop from your deck and it costs 3 less, and then you just draw the like 2/1, which spawns a barricade, you know?
Yeah.
Because you run them anyway. And the reward is just bad.
When you get the mission done in general, it's like on 8 or 9 energy. You don't really want to draw just a troop and reduce its cost by 3.
Yeah.
Like it was a lot of work for nothing, finally.
Yeah, I don't like it at all. It's playable, so I'm struggling a bit with C and D tier, but I think right
it
now...
would be nice to have a mission a bit higher than D tier, and I think it's the only one for Traitor, actually, maybe.
Well, we have chosen of the 4 in C tier. I don't know, you still kinda lose when you play this. Maybe
no, D tier is fine, I guess.
I think it's C tier. I mean, you can play it in 4x. You can play it in a very heavy, troop heavy 4x deck. You know, with the
I don't know.
7 energy terminators. I didn't try 4x either, but just theory crafting. Let's put it in C.
I changed my mind. If we want mission to be buffed, we should all put them in D tier, I think, to show Everguild what it's like to play mission.
I think it was in my last tier video. We had a lot of missions all over the place. Like we had A tier, S tier, B tier, C tier, D tier. I think we had L tiers, but let's not be like that. Let's put it in C tier because it is at least finishable and the reward is not completely bad. I think there's a nice use for 4x maybe, and that beat me actually with 4x in the tournament once. With,
me too. 4X. But I was playing World Eaters with this garbage mission. So.
Okay, everything's better than World Eaters mission, I guess, but nonetheless, it can be done. It can be done. So let's put it in C tier. Let's don't be like that. Next up is the Daimos Rhino. 2 energy to 3, 0 energy siege, give +1/+2 to all your troops. I don't know, man. I mean, maybe a card for 4x. If you hide this behind barricades, this can maybe work with the special or with attrition warfare. Besides that, I have no idea how I'm supposed to justify playing it. It's even bad if you draw it from Narek. What do you say?
Actually, I think with Narek it's great. Like you have a 2/4 in a 2 attack, 4 HP for 2 energy.
Well,
so nearly drop.
It depends when you generate it, I guess.
I think the siege effect is okay. Nothing really strong because it's low, obviously, but
yeah,
go ahead.
It's just the problem that it's a 3 health troop with siege. So
yeah,
theoretically, it has to survive 2 turns or even 3 turns to get the effect off, which isn't even that insane. I don't know. What do you say?
I think siege is fine for it. Like at least it has good stats.
Okay. Oh, it's hard. I'm struggling between D and C, but I guess with some memes you can make this work. Like I saw people actually use it really well with 4x, as mentioned. Like hide this behind barricades, then load up the ability with attrition warfare or something, or breaker, and then buff all the barricades and something else you played that turn, like a 3-drop, the 3/4 status. I don't remember, in Endymion Squad, I think. It has its uses, I guess. So let's put it in C. Alright, next one is a pretty interesting card. It's I call them Dog Coin Adept, but it's a Dodecathian Adept, I guess. 3 energy to 4 when you put in play a troop of Siege loaded. There was a really cool combo with Siege Mastery when Dwelling Site was around, and 9 energy you played these guys. Then you Dwelling Site, Siege Mastery into the Sicaran, the 8/9. And then you could insta-kill something, or you play Lathruses and insta-load it as ability. So I think this card is interesting. It just doesn't see play right now because we don't have that much energy manipulation anymore.
Yeah, pretty much I think it's good, but because Siege in general is bad.
I mean, you can set it up the turn before. Yeah, it's an interesting card, definitely. Like, I used it, I tried it, as mentioned with the Siege Mastery combo, but I wasn't too impressed. Like, they either don't stick, they brick your hand, or yeah, I don't know. It's kind of B or C tier in my opinion. I would put it in B because it's interesting.
Yeah, I think B is okay.
Yeah. Alright, next up is the Iron Rod Smash. 3 energy, stun an enemy, deal 1 damage to each friendly unit, so it's at least 1 damage and stun for 3 energy. And there are some cool combos with that. You can play this with displaced civilians. You can play this with the barricade guys. I played against Perturabo, like as a Whispers Perturabo, who played all these cards, and it was pretty cool. I can't say it's too impressive right now, and I also don't see it that often in actual competitive play, but it can be pretty cool. Like, I don't know, did you have any experiences with this card?
Yeah, I tried to use it with civilians and cards like that with Perturabo,
Yeah, the
but
civilian
it's
combo.
not insane. I think it's okay, but that's pretty mature.
Yeah, I think so too.
C tier, I think.
Kind of C tier, yeah, because it's kind of. I would put this in meme tier if there was one.
Yeah.
And then we got the Jesus. Iron Warriors also didn't really get any good cards. Holy shit. We got the Legion Medusa. 4 energy, 1/6. Siege, 0 energy, deals 7 damage to a structure or frontline troop, or 4 to any other unit. I guess it's also Euphorics, like the Deimos Rhino. I mean, it's not complete trash, but it kinda is, I don't know. I would never play this card, and I also never saw it. I can't quite give an evaluation on it. I just saw it when Narek kinda spawned it. If you can protect it, and if you can load the Siege for free, I guess it's not bad, but I think there are better options in the 4-drop, like the veterans, like the Tyrannicus veterans, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think the low attack is a big problem because everything can just hit in it, and
it just
it's,
doesn't die.
it's too easy to trade, even with a lot of HP. Still 4 energy, so it's expensive.
Yeah.
I think it's just bad, so yeah, I will put it in D tier.
Okay, I agree. It kinda is D tier. Unfortunate, but by Legion Medusa. Okay, the next card, I tell you, I fucking hate it. I don't know what's the design behind it. I had it in the event once and it lost me the game because I misunderstood it. Crosses Terminators. 6 energy, 6/6 with frontline. Actually pretty good. Yeah. And Siege, 1 energy, heal completely and gain Bloodthirst. So, I will explain how this works. You play this guy. Yeah. He's just a fat frontline, all pretty good. Next turn, you load his ability. Yeah. Next turn, you use his ability, and you think what happens is that he heals fully and can attack twice. This is like what your brain tells you. This is not what the text says, this is what the brain tells you. But you use the ability, and then you can attack once, because the use of the ability is one action. Yeah. So I don't know what they thought of this card. It's terrible design. These stats are fine, and I'm tempted to put this in C just because of the stats, but the ability is so bad. I hate it.
Yeah, and I mean also boss change costs like 0 energy, and this one is 1 energy. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Stat-wise, it's a 0 B tier even, but the effect is a huge bait.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would ever use the effect, so I put it in D tier just out of spite.
Yeah. Agree.
Fuck this card. Next card is pretty good though. I like this one. Siege Mastery. 8 energy, put in play the barricades, and your next troop costs 0. This is great in Narek. This is a great card in general. Like, also win condition in my opinion in Narek decks now. You basically ramp, you play bells, you play Melchiel, drilling sites, the new ones, and then you play Siege Mastery and Bloodthirst. Or Sicaran, I don't know, the Sicaran Punisher. Or no, what's it called? Sicaran 89 something. Yeah, that guy. I think this card is great. I think this is a great addition to Narek. It actually makes Narek competitive, like your boy Shakrek. I lost so many times to him playing this deck, like with Ramp and just Siege Mastery. I love this card. What do you say?
Yeah, I like it too. With Drager, you can use actually Latratus with it, because before, when you create a Latratus with Drager, you're like, well.
This makes it actually really viable, and as mentioned, also win condition. So I would put it actually in A tier, to be honest. I think this is a really good card.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
You can even.
It's really nice.
You don't even have to play it in Drager. You can make a deck with Perturabo even for it, I think. Drager is obviously the best one to use it, but nonetheless, this is unfortunately the only good addition. The Iron Warriors really had this expansion.
Yeah, it's a bit like a better Desperate Defense.
Yeah, it is. It is.
At the moment.
The 2 barricades are also a thing, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Totally.
Right, now to the faction which actually got some really cool tools. It's the Alpha Legion, and the first card here is Undercover Action. 1 energy tactic, choose a troop in the enemy hand, when it is played, stun it. So I remember you said that you really liked this one.
Yeah, it was to counter Kingsa meta, because you could just pull every bikes with it and boom stun, and you couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah, that's a good way to
So
counter it.
yeah,
But outside of that, since it has no draw,
yeah, it's pretty much a recurrent problem with one energy card is that they don't recycle themselves.
yeah, I guess I also tried this one. You can basically like gimp your opponent a bit if you use it on a flanker, for example. So they want to do you play the flanker and the flanker just can't do anything. But if you don't happen to find something which is a flanker, it's kind of useless. And since the card draw is also an issue, I don't know. I wouldn't play this card right now, but I think in tournaments or in if you know what the matchup is, if you know what you're playing against, or in certain metas, I think this might see play is a very good tech card, but I wouldn't say it's a staple.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's not a staple, definitely. I would still put it in B tier because I'm certain we will see this again if there is a meta like Kinza, where you know that like fast units are coming out, or if you're in a tournament against Space Wolves, for example, who have a lot of flankers, I would definitely play this card. So I would actually put it in B tier.
Yeah, I think me too.
Alright, the next card is a new Covert Operative. Or what are they called? Not Covert Operative. Secret Operatives? Whatever. It's Miss Madra. 1 NG 1-3. When another friendly unit attacks, deal 2 damage to it. Rarely give this 2 to your opponent and stun it. I wouldn't play this over the other guy who stuns himself. What's his name? Sleeper Operative? I think that's his name. I don't know how good that is.
Sleeper Agent. I don't remember.
I mean, if you play the Sleeper Operative theme, like if you play 2 of these, they kind of kill each other, so I don't like that too much. This was pretty bad in the event when you played Sheet Ranko, and you had like three sleepers on their board and 1 Miss Madra, and the Miss Madra just killed the other sleepers. We have the mission soon as the next card, and I guess it was to make the mission work more or less, but there are much better cards to do that. So I would say this is C tier, I guess, because you can use it as a filler for the mission decks, but not really the best card right now.
Yeah, it's just okay, I guess.
Yeah, it's okay, it's playable, but definitely better options out there. Alright, the Alpha Legion mission, Sons of the Hydra. So this is a pretty cool one actually, I think, because it's unique and you don't have that much control over it. So the reward, the mission is your opponent makes no attacks for a whole turn 4 times. So you want to prevent your opponent from attacking. I played this, and I think it's good. It's a nice addition. You don't really want to build around it too much. It either happens or it doesn't. In some matchups you actually want to mulligan it, like against Rom Khan, like forget this card. But in other matchups like Center, it's pretty cool because it makes your opponent play differently, you know? Center suddenly starts attacking you instead of using his ability, or he uses his Tarek to attack you because he's stunned or something. It alters your opponent's playstyle, and that's why I like it, because it's unique in its own way, like the Alpha Legion itself. Playability and effectiveness, I'd say it's not very good. You can get it off relatively easily depending on matchup, but the reward is still very random. The traps you put in your opponent's decks are random, and traps are random in general. So what were your experiences with this card?
What is interesting is that people feel forced to attack you, like every turn, even with guys like Cambridge's for center, but actually you can ignore the mission and win because traps are just random.
It's traps.
And you have time.
Yeah.
Like, don't be pressed because your opponent play Alpha Legion mission. So I think actually it's bad, but because people think it's actually strong, they do mistake.
Yeah, I would put it in B tier simply because it alters, as mentioned, to your opponent's playstyle. Like play-wise, it's C tier. Yeah, in terms of effectivity, I'd say it's not unplayable. It's fine, but because it's kind of cool, so I would put it in B tier actually. But from playability, say C tier. What do you say?
I would say C tier actually.
Yeah, fine. Let's put it in C. So you really don't need it, but it's cool. I would actually put it in B tier as mentioned because I really like what it does to your opponent, like the mind games and all that shit. It makes them panic, like, oh, should I have to attack? But
it's an interesting mission, but I think he's still bad because traps.
Because traps. That's right.
And I hate traps, so.
Yeah, who doesn't? Playing them isn't cool, and playing against it isn't cool. Alright, next card is the Brand of the Hydra. It's the better version of Traitor's Demise. 2 energy, give counter attack and maintenance 1 to an enemy troop until your next turn draw a card. It's not too bad, I think. You can play it, it's not a staple, but It's good. It works
Yeah,
with the mission.
I think it's a really good card even.
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't really look to me like it's a must-have, but it saved me a couple times, I think, and it works with the mission as mentioned. I don't even know, not much to say here. I would put it in B tier to be honest.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, pretty good tech card, or it depends on the matchup, but still, it's just a better version of Traitor's Demise, which is already not too bad. So B tier is reasonable, I guess. Next card, really good one in my opinion. Infiltrator Silas. 3 energy through 3 as he gains stealth until your next turn and rally, and when an enemy attacks, deals damage to the enemy warlord. This is not quite covered operative from agents, but still a really good card. What do you say?
Yep, I think, yeah. There is there nothing special about it, but it's just very good. It has stealth and all.
Yeah.
So I would put it in a H tier.
Yeah, same. I think it's even better than Ghost Legionary in some
Yeah,
cases, because Ghost Legionary nowadays just dies anyway.
Yeah.
This
And
one has stealth and
Lectitio nerf hurts so much Ghost Legionary that
yeah, the Lectitio nerf.
Silas is just better.
Yeah, I would put him at an 80 actually, yeah. So he kind of replaced Ghost Legionary as a staple in my opinion. Really awesome card, good addition. Works with the mission and good in general. Next card is also not too shabby. It's 4 Seekers, I guess. 4 energy, 5-3 with stealth. That's already great. And for 1 energy, give counter attack until your next turn. Did you play? I played 2 of these in the mission deck.
Yeah, same.
They're insane. Like not insane. They die to AoE. They die to Krieger. I still think they're really good. Like stat-wise, very good. Like if you know they're about to die, like if Krieger loaded his ability, for example, you just hit with them. It's still for NG 5 damage. They have stealth. The stat line is perfect, and the effect.
Yeah, it's still a Felician Airborne, so good stat. It does a good trade, and you have a little value with it, with the ability. So
yeah, the ability can.
I think it's a great card.
Yeah, the ability can lock your opponent. So I'd say it's also an A tier card.
Yeah.
All right.
I was thinking maybe B, but
I think it's.
I think it deserves a tier, I think.
Really good card. Next up are the Kaifix Veterans, 5 energy, 5-5, rally, deal 1 damage to an enemy, and oh, it's not even an enemy. Deal 1 damage and give counter attack until your next turn, so you can pin yourself. I didn't know that. I think these are good too. Not as good as the previous ones, but a very good card. I mean, it's good for the mission. The effect is great. I mean, the ping, yeah, the 1 damage doesn't do that much. I would kind of compare it to Reaper of Kaldrag, but not really. It's kind of worse, obviously. But it goes well with the mission. And it has fast stats.
I don't know if it's really worse than Reaper of Kaldrag. Well, there are more synergies with Nightlaws and Count Attack. I mean, I think it's still a good card because on 5 energy you have pretty much only Serpent Squad that is viable.
Yep.
Maybe Headhunters. I know some people like the Hydra, but
yeah, 5-6. The 5-6 draw a card for everyone.
Yeah, but I'm really not a fan of this card. So
yeah, me neither. I would say it's B tier card. It's good. Not exceptional, but still might find place in many decks.
Yeah.
Alright, as we see, Alpha Legion looking really good. 2 A tier cards, 3 B tier cards, and well, the mission is C tier, but still.
Which is excellent for a mission.
Yes, I think the Alpha Legion are one of the winners for the Traders of Expansion like it looks. But let's continue for now. We still have 4 Legions to go, and now we are at the Night Lords. So our Night Lords cards are hit or miss. So first of all, we got Lords of the Night, the mission. Let's get it out of the way, it's terrible. I think it's not as bad as Chosen of Slaanesh, or is it? I think it's on par. It's terrible. Like, and I'll explain why, because if you can complete it, yeah, 6 Terror kills are doable. In a game where you already had 6 trades 1 for 0, or when you had like an Onslaught Shack who killed a bunch of turrets, you've already won anyway. If you didn't win by the point where you complete this mission, then you're doing something wrong, definitely. And also the thing is, the reward is not that good. It's ATS effect and the Warlord gains Terror, so it's basically unplayable in Curse. There's no point in playing it in Curse. I guess you can make it on Lucarian, or when Skravok enters live environment, he could play it, but there's no point in it. Right now it just comes your deck.
I think it's bad. You need your opponent to play troops first, and you need to trade them with Terror 6 times, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And the reward is pretty much useless, so
Yep, very unfortunate, because it has a really cool artwork, and the
Yeah,
reward artwork is the best. King of Terrors, Curse is Smiling.
yeah. Plus, yeah, because Miles, that's nice to see him happy for once, but he
Yeah,
cannot achieve it, unfortunately.
yeah, we will never see it in game, unfortunately. Next card is pretty good, though. I really like this one. It's the Urumar Veterans. 3 energy, 3/3. It has Terror, and adjacent units have +1/+0. Dude, this one wasn't revealed during the reveals, and this is basically Michaelo Jr. I think this card is insane. I think it's stat-wise it's great. It has Terror, so you can pair it with Wrecking Claw, for example. It's not useless on its own, like Michaelo from the Custodes. And +1 to adjacent units is huge in Night Lords.
Yeah, I think it's the best Night Lord card.
Yeah.
I mean, from the new ones.
Definitely.
Like, it's just insane. I think it could be even maybe a bit too strong.
Calling a 3 health troop S tier is kind of weird, but I would say it is because it has so much going on. It has Terror, it has fast stats, and
Yeah.
the effect. The effect is like super great. So I would actually put it in S tier simply because
Same.
it does too much. It doesn't too
Yeah.
much. It's good as it is, but it has too much
Yeah.
going on for it, for a common troop, in my opinion.
I don't like to compare cards between legends, but you have Mikhailo, so a Custodes legendary that do
Yeah.
just +1 attack to adjacent more than him.
Yeah, and he doesn't
And it's
have
already, yeah,
He
and
has-
it's a legendary, so
Yeah, he has worse stats. He's a legendary, and he has Sentinel. So yeah, I compared them too
Yeah.
because they are somewhat similar, but nonetheless, really good card. Unlike
Yeah.
the next one, in my opinion, Borrowed Power. For energy, your warlord gains +1/+0 and Relentless receives 1 damage. So cheaper and bad Godchild. I don't like it at all. I think you can play it on Whisper's Curse, like instead of Apotheosis. Up your attack to 4 in 1 turn. It will maybe see play on Scrayvog.
I'm not even sure because with his ability you already take damage.
Yeah.
I think it's just too much.
Yeah.
You will die before doing anything with it.
Yeah, that's right. So it's really just a bad Godchild, and I don't know. As mentioned, you can play it on Curse instead of Apotheosis if you wanted to have it cheaper. But I think I would still play Apotheosis, and I'm not even playing Apotheosis anymore.
Yeah, same.
I think this is a D-tier card, unfortunately. What do you say?
It's really, I think it's the worst Nightlaw card from the new ones.
Like, people were really stoked about it. I mean, yeah, as mentioned, you can use it in 1 Warlord, maybe. But
yeah,
still, I don't like it at all. Next one is pretty interesting. I'm really indecisive about this one. It's From the Shadows. For energy tactics, stun an enemy, the next troop you play gains flank and +2/+0. I think this is kind of good, but not exceptionally good. It costs a bit much for what it does. But if you pair this with Captain Anonik, the new one, if you pair this with, you can pair this with Raven even to shit out more damage.
Yeah.
I had good uses with it. I played in Malkarian, where I play like I play Anonik there, I play Curse of Chosen, like all the high energy Nightlord cards. Vekaran even, like you play this on 9 energy, for example. And next turn you play Vekaran with Fierce Onslaught. So there are cool combos with it. I actually like it. I also like the fact that there are more options than Wrecking Claw now to give Night Lords troops flank, because, well, they were so dependent on Wrecking Claw, and I simply didn't like that much. I didn't like it that much, that you need to have it early game or you're gonna have a really bad time. I would actually put this in B tier. I like this card.
Yeah, I really love it too. I played it with Sivatar and Malkarian too. I think it's really insane actually.
Yeah?
Maybe it can even deserve a chair.
Yeah?
Because if you set up your thing correctly, you can do some crazy free trade, and the tempo you lost with the previous turn, you get it back like twice the next turn. So
yeah, it's definitely good.
I really love it.
Since we have Wrecking Claw, I would still put it in B, because Wrecking Claw is still being played, but I don't know. What A tier
Well,
or
you
B
can
tier?
still play the two, and
You can play them both, kind of,
it's
yeah.
great, yeah. Maybe B tier, because on 4 energy, one thing I forgot is that there's so many good troops and athletes.
Yeah. So let's keep it in B, because it's certainly good.
Yeah.
Not quite A tier. Next card though, it's the Thrax Squad. 4 NG 4/3 Terror and Flank. Simple and very good. I really like this one. It reminds me of the Scimitar Jetbike from the Raven Guard, but it doesn't die to a face bash. Sure, sneak attack is better than Terror, and it also costs 1 less, but nonetheless excellent troop. really good. It trades 1 for 0 most of the time. It doesn't have to face bash. I would actually put it as an A tier. This is simple and very good.
Yeah, pretty much what I would say too.
It's a staple in Night Lords right now, I think.
Yeah.
The next card, Haunted Dreams. Also a really good one. 5 energy, 5/4, 5 stats. Rally deal to damage if target survives. Give it -2/0 until your next turn. Is this better than Huntmaster? I think it kind of is because it deals damage. It doesn't have terror though. What do you say? I'm kind of indecisive.
It's a bit, yeah, it's a bit like Headsman. I think if you play it both, it's like playing 4 copies of it, but since it's great card, I think it's really worth.
I'm not sure. Like sometimes, I think if you play like Malkarion, I think Huntmaster, or not Huntmaster, Huntsman. Huntmaster was the 6 energy
better
guy.
because it has terror.
Yeah, it's better because it has terror. Something like Sabotage, this is one that's actually better, so it depends on the warlords, but it's definitely a very good card. It also disables Khan for a whole turn, and it does damage. So yeah, I would put this in B tier. This is not a staple because it depends on the warlord.
I would put it in A tier, I think.
Yeah?
Like, it's useful.
I agree with you here because I revealed this card and I was totally stoked about it. So, yeah, you also can like deal 2 damage to something like Kaiser Lane. You don't necessarily have to use it for the attack reduction. So because of its versatility, in the end I would actually say that it is better on paper than the Huntsman.
I think
it's
in
not
any
Huntsman,
case...
It's not Huntsman, it's Headmaster. No, it was it? Jesus, I forgot what... Wait.
Oh yeah, whatever the 5 energy guy.
Yeah, whatever the 5 energy guy is. Let's forget it. Okay.
I think in any case you want to play the 4 copies, I think. I mean, 2 copies of each. They're really great.
There's also support talent.
What I really love about this card is that you can face bash for free after you go for face. That's really great.
Yeah, that feels great. The last card for the Night Lords is the Captain Ananik. 7 energy, 6/7 with terror, so a bit understated but terror attached, and when you put in play a troop, give it +2/+0. This is a really good event card. If this was an event tier list, I would put him in A actually. If you give him flank, he's insane. If you don't give him flank, well, he's just a stat stick. His buff is permanent, so it's not too bad. I'm struggling a bit. I don't play him at all. I tried him in Malkarion, but he's, I don't know. He's just abundant, unfortunately. He's not a bad troop, but I see no scenario where you would seriously play him, to be honest.
Yeah, it's okay, but it doesn't break anything to Night Lords.
Yeah.
Like, they're just much better everywhere else in any spot. Like,
I agree. He's just too slow, so to say.
Yeah.
Let's put him in C, unfortunately, because I really like the artwork. He looks very cool.
Yeah.
These were the Night Lords. And next up are the Thousand Suns. So first of all, the new warlord, Sanakt. Thankfully he got changed. He only gets attack buff on the next attack. So no OTK memes, boys. I didn't play him that much, did you?
Yeah, I think I have 50 games on him, something like that, maybe more.
Did you like him? I didn't like him that much. I thought he would be a really good tempo warlord, but like take good trades for free. But I think Harriman is still the better, let's say, troop 1000 Sun warlord. I don't know. OTK with him also is kind of awkward.
Yeah, what I like with him is that he has a lethal range in the really impressive. I think the problem with 1000 Suns at the moment is that their draw is really hard to get. Like they have only enumeration, and now like Theo is nerfed. They have a bit of a problem on that.
Yeah, true.
And I think the Sanakt is not really good at having a good curve. It's not like Harriman where you can play the 4 energy special card and you can get something crazy and basically win with it.
Yep, I totally agree. That's the same thing I discovered, the card draw problem. And he's just kind of inconsistent. I wouldn't play him over Harriman right now. Does he deserve B tier? I think so. He's still cool. So let's put him in B tier.
A good warlord.
Yeah. But Magnus and Harriman are still the way to go. Or Phosis if you play the mission, I guess. Speaking about the mission, Chosen of Tzeentch. I don't have this one. I never got to try it yet, because I just didn't pull it yet. But I saw it a couple of times and it seems good. It seems usable at least.
I think it's another kill card. If you get it, that means that your troops survived a lot of turns, in theory, except with Phosis maybe it's not too much overkill. But with the other warlords, I think it doesn't bring anything interesting. Plus the reward is still a bit RNG, you know. It's
Not even a
random.
bit.
Psyker 3 is nice. You have also some funny combo with Echoes of the Past where you can copy the reward, but it's difficult to make that work in Ranked, I guess.
So what do you say? This is more of a meme, or is this actually like a good card? Like, would it sounds like C from what you said.
I know Rebasmon plays it with Forsis, and it seems nice with him, but I never really tried with Forsis. I always tried with Sanact or Magnus, or even Ariman. So maybe the problem is that I was using the wrong word.
Yeah, but
otherwise, yeah, I would say C tier because...
Yeah, your reasoning is still correct, I think, because the reward is random as fuck. Psychic powers are already random by themselves, like 2 to 5 damage and all that shit. And then you also don't have any control of what you're getting. You could get like 3 psychic lashes in a row, or 3 enumerations in a row, or you can get 3 Ashen Blows in a row. So yeah.
For example, in one party, I got it again because I got 2 Psychic Lash in a row. Actually, it was insane because I have like 50 synergy, so I basically OTK him. But the next game, I got like 3 enumeration in a row. And what I do with Earth's Draw, like super, it's just not useful.
It's just inconsistent, I guess.
Yeah,
alright.
Pretty much.
Next up, we get a new psychic power. It's called the Tutelary, I guess. 2 psychic energy, gives Psychic 2 and +1/+1 to a friendlier status. I saw this being pretty nuts with Balak, but a lot of stuff is nuts with Balak. I don't know. Do you main deck that? I never tried. I think it's kind of abundant.
I try using it like a one-off. I really like the design of the card, but I think it doesn't deserve a spot. Like they're just much better to play.
Yeah, same. It's fine. But
yeah, it's a cool design. I like the fact you can gain CK2 on it.
Yeah.
And it's cheap, so why not?
I kinda guess C tier, right?
Yeah.
Alright. Next card is pretty interesting. I wish this was a neutral card. Echoes of the Past, 3 energy, choose a tactic that you played this game and put it in your hand. So you use this basically to get your reward twice. Thrice.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I'll get another Star Warfare. Always useful.
Another Astral Warfare. It doesn't have any cost reduction attached, like the Ultramarine Honor the Fallen, unfortunately. I would like to see that, then I think it would be really crazy. Right now,
it's a bit expensive.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's a bit expensive for what it does, but you can get your reward 3 times if you play 2 copies of this card.
Yeah.
So, meme tier, definitely. It has its uses of Ashen Blow.
One thing I actually like with Echoes of the Past is to get the counter attack on it. Because...
What? To get what?
The counter attack.
Ah, the counter attack.
Yeah.
Free energy counter attack. Yeah,
I think it's actually maybe the best counter attack. Like, counter attack for free is insane. And actually, get it back even for 3 energy is actually pretty decent. Yeah. Especially in a faction where you need to sometimes to gain some turns to do a big Astral Warfare and basically wipe your opponent.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I did the same in event a lot, and I was like, fuck, I'm paying 3 energy for the counter attack, but it was actually the best use for this card. So yeah, I don't know. I'm still thinking it's C tier. Kind of.
Yeah, I think too. It's a cool concept, but nothing really insane with it.
Next card is awesome though. Last Rifle on steroids. Legendary 2 legs, 3 energy, 3/3. Rarely deal 1 damage if target dies, gain 2 psychic energy. Great card. Nothing too crazy, but very solid. I like these cards like Last Rifles, but better, because Last Rifle on its own is really good. There's not much to say about this one. It's just a better Last Rifle, and I think it should put it in A tier.
Yeah, maybe even S tier because it's really insane. I don't know, it's really an insane 3-drop. It's maybe not as powerful as Armor, for example. Like there is no in any Frozen Sun deck you will play this card.
Yeah,
no matter
it's
what.
Definitely a staple, but I don't think it's that insane. So yeah, I think it's still an A tier. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm fine. I think it's a top A tier card for sure.
Yeah, definitely. One of the best. The Thousand Suns card here. I think actually the best, because we got Emzu Squad next. So this is Phosis the True for energy 3/4. So bad stats. But Psycho 2, and for 2 psychic energy put in play 1 psychic barrier. I don't know why you would ever play this card, to be honest.
It's okay, but it doesn't bring anything.
Yeah,
It's like a card like Captain Anunic or things like that.
I think even
They are
worse.
cool, but yeah, they just exist.
I would never play this. Like, Captain Anunic is at least good in event, and maybe with some...
Yeah.
I would put it actually in D. It has bad stats. The ability is not good. If you use the ability, like, why would you play this like over, for example, the Apothecary or the 4 energy for 4 Unstoppable?
You replace them all with Emperor's Wrath. And,
Okay, Emperor's Wrath.
of course.
You convinced me.
Really insane. I think Frozen Suns with it are just so broken, you know?
Yeah, okay, Emperor's Wrath, but I would still put this in D tier, to be honest, because...
Yeah, secret meta.
It's just bad. And you have much better options in 4. I see no reason to play this. Next one are the Horus veterans. 6 energy, 6/6. Psycho 1 resolution, create a psychic power in your hand. Initially I thought, like, why would I play this over the Araman Cabal? But I think for the mission, they're not too bad. Like, play 4/6 drops like these and Araman Cabal.
I think they have good stats. It depends how many troops you want on 6 energy or for late game. I think they have a good value in general, but they suffer from Ahriman's Cabal being just so good.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you want to, you can play them alongside with Ahriman's Cabal, or if you don't have Ahriman's Cabal, like a beginner, so to say, you will definitely play them.
It's an excellent replacement.
I don't know. I would put them actually in B tier because they have an immediate effect and they're fine. Like, even if you have Ahriman's Cabal, you can play them, so definitely a B tier card.
Yeah.
Unlike the next one, Sorcerer Head. That's one of these 27 energy 6/8 cards. Psycho 2. And for 2 psychic energy, deal 2 to 5 damage to a random enemy. What do you think about this one? It's just a filler card. I don't know. I would never play this. It's random as fuck.
I like the fact they have a relatively powerful psychic ability, but on a drop so expensive, you will never want to use an ability because they don't have connect again, I think. They had something like rally, spend 4 psychic energy to deal 2 to 5 damage, so it will be played.
Thing is, I would never use the ability here. I would always go for the attack, unless something has precognition or something.
Yeah. They have pretty much good stats outside of that, but it's not enough to justify to take them in
I
the
would
deck.
put them in C tier because the stats are fine, I guess. But
I don't know, maybe D tier because
they're kind of a bait.
You know, it's like for the squad,
We have Croesus Terminators in D tier, so yeah, the ability is a bait. I don't like the design. Let's put it in D. I agree. Alright, Word Bearers. And the mission chosen of the gods. Mission: a friendly troop destroys another friendly troop 5 times.
I mean, it's just so bad. I don't know why they print something like that. I think it's actually the worst mission.
It's close to Chosen of Corn, definitely.
I think it's even worse because Chosen of Corn, the reward, you know, you can try something with speeders, and with his one, you get a screamer. Like, yeah, that's cool. I get a little demon, and he give me madness, so no, I cannot even play Sortalgren.
Nice, you're right.
What I do with that.
Yeah, so we can agree on D tier. I never tried it, I don't have it. I have it, but I never tried it, and I won't bother to try it in this current state. I guess it would work for Bolorga, but Lorga already has hand-size problems, so yeah, fuck that card.
There's something also weird with it, is that, I don't remember the name of the card, but the 4 energy structure that deal 1 damage to all units. It doesn't even proc the mission if you kill your troops with it.
Ah, you mean the 6 energy dudes, the 5/6 destroyer friendly infantry.
No, the 4 energy structure, neutral.
You mean the crumbling battlegrounds.
Yeah, exactly. And that in last raffle don't even work when you target friendly troops.
Oh really? It doesn't?
Yeah.
So it's only like...
It must be, destroy effect, absolutely.
It's only destroy effects. Holy shit,
so
that's terrible.
It's just horrible because even the only potential combo for it doesn't even work.
Yeah, goddammit. Okay, that makes it even worse in my eyes. But yeah, so D tier, no debate here, horrible card. Next up is an okay card. Korra Squad, 2 energy 2/3, fast stats and sacrifice, put in play 1 righteous sealet. Matryoshka troop. You know what a Matryoshka is?
No.
And Matryoshkas are these Russian toys These are basically, they look like women, but you open them and inside is another one. Then you open them and inside is another one. This is my difficult troop because this is 3 troops in one. It's okay. It's nothing too crazy. I mean, your opponent has to play around it kinda. If you play Zardu like, you can buff it with the blade next turn, which is not too bad. It's not too shabby. I think in Zardu like it might see played, I don't know, B or C tier, kinda B tier because it has really good value.
I think it's better than the Exogal squad for Zardu.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
But yeah, it's not insane either, so...
Yeah, it's just as good value. It's a fine troop.
Yeah.
So, kind of B tier. Alright, next up. It's a pretty interesting one. Mortarion would love this card. Zealous Pawn. Destroy a friendly infantry or starters. Heal your warlord by the same amount as itself. So, what do you use this on? Both are set. It's very nice. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would put it in C tier because it might see use. It's not completely useless, but it might even be D tier. I don't know. What do you say?
I think I will still put it in D tier. I think.
Yeah, it will never find really play, and yeah, it also doesn't proc the mission, by the way, because it has to be troops destroying your troops. So out of spite, D tier.
Yeah, exactly.
Unfortunate. Mortarion would love this card. Primordial Calling, 3 energy, create 2 random cultists in your hand, they cost 1 less. I think this is not a bad card for Rom. It's not.
Yeah, I think it's okay. Yeah.
I mean,
it's for meme, but
not even a meme. I think because he has not much to play on 3 energy. You have the cultist sorceress, and that's it. And he usually struggles with hand size and spam because he spams so much troops. And I think this might be a good one-off. To be honest, in Rom.
Yeah, and also it gives you munition for your sacrifice infantry.
Yeah. Ashen Circles, closer set.
Like, yeah, Ashen Circles.
It's pretty good. It doesn't even have to be something good. It just has to be cheap and it has cost reduction attached. So I would actually put it in B tier.
Yeah.
It's one of the few usable cards Wordbearer's got. Because next card is the Darren of Squad for energy 3/5 and rally destroy your friendly infantry and give +1/+1 to all your troops. So basically this is a 4/6 for 4. Like if you assume you destroyed something and have nothing else on the board. Pretty vanilla and unspectacular. I don't know. What do you say?
I think it's actually not so bad. But yeah, you won't play the mission with it, so don't even try. But by itself, it's a good troop. Still weak to Megator, but outside of Megator, potentially it can be really interesting.
What do you say, like C tier? Because it's playable. But the thing is that the 4 energy spot and the word burst is so bloated. You have Ashen Circle, you have Jadimus, even Cephalon. I don't know.
Yeah, even Cephalon is probably better.
Yeah, this kind of makes it D tier in my opinion because you have so many good options in 4. Like I would never play this over. I would never play this over Jadimus or Ashen Circle, to be honest. So it's kind of useless. It doesn't lose you the game though. So if the mission ever becomes viable, let's be generous here because it's looking really grim for Wordbearers anyway. Let's put it in C.
Yeah. The next one will be in the tier anyway, so.
Really? 6 energy 5/6, a bit understated.
Yeah, I think
destroy a friendly infantry for 1 energy and deal damage equal to itself to all enemies. Now come on, if it sticks and you get a cultist sorcerer in hand, it's pretty cool. I think this one is actually better. If it sticks. But it's 6 energy, yeah, I know.
The thing is that if you want to play a 6 energy Astartes or something good, you have Hostess and Marines.
Yep.
Just so much better, I think. And after you are Dark March here, you have just better troops.
Yeah, you're right. It kind of gives you a curve. It's pretty cool design though. But I think if we put Darenoth in the C tier, we can... I don't know, man.
Yeah, maybe...
You're right.
I mean, you can still play it with Escapement, that can work, but...
Or with the mission.
No. you can play it, but not with the mission. Don't even try, like... It's just a lot of time.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I would still put them in C tier because they're kind of the same as Darren of Squad. And we are generous here with the Wordbearers. We don't want to make them sad because the next card is going to get into the D tier anyway. It's the Arthustra, a Land Raider tank, 7 energy, 6/7, terrible stats with the front line. Resolution, give 1 health to friendly infantry and status troops. Okay, it's a resolution effect at least, but you need to have something on the board for it to happen, and it's so minuscule, and the stats are terrible. This is certainly a card I would never play in my deck. unlike the other two we had before.
Yeah, that's that. The fact it's a vehicle in World Beavers is really not good. In general, you want to play Astartes in infantries because you have synergies between them.
Yeah.
But just a vehicle just with bad stats like that. You know, like you have Kalim of the Anunnaki.
Yeah, Anunnaki, yeah.
I think it's just better if you want a vehicle or something.
Even in the event it's terrible, so definitely a D tier. Oh boy, looking really grim for the World Bearers. So yeah, Orthonall, we're done here. I don't know if you see my screen, I think I shared it with you, but that's our tier list. And it's looking pretty grim for some here. We have a lot of D tier, we have a lot of World Eaters. We have, 3 D tier cards from the Emperor's Children, Death Guard, 4 D tier cards from Death Guard.
Everyone has D tier except Alpha Legion, I think.
Yeah. Alpha Legion was the winner here, kind of. It's
yeah,
also
with Night Lords, I guess.
It's looking pretty good for the Night Lords as well, to be honest. They have a lot of like, well, they have Threx Squad and Haunted Dreams and Urma veterans, so 3 cards at least. And the losers are really like Word Bearers. Word Bearers have B tier and the best card in the fucking vanilla 2-drop more or less, and the shitty Entrafill card.
And I think we were generous with those.
We were really generous, yeah. And Iron Warrior is also looking a bit grim, to be honest. Like, Trigger is fine. World Eaters, of course, totally lost it. Same as Emperor's Children. So, Emperor's Children are fine as they are, but the expansion really brought nothing new to them. So yeah, it's looking a bit better for the traders in terms of balance, but there are a lot more loser and winner legions, so to say. So yeah, guys, that's the tier list for the traders. Orthonall, thanks a lot for coming. I would never do these alone, like, you and Rubbers would really help me out here. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, guys, so that was our tier list. Say thanks to Orthonall. Orthonall, by the way, you also have a channel, right?
Yeah.
So
not really active as last time. I think,
nonetheless, Orthonall here is a pretty good player. Like, he has my Midnight Seal of Approval. I put the link in the description. This guy puts out some really cool decks, and if you can bear the big French accent, I would consider checking the guy out. And
le baguette du fromage.
Anyway, guys, thanks for coming. Thanks for tuning in. The neutral tier list is also coming up soon, I hope. I still need to find a guest for that. And I'll see you around then. Hope you enjoyed. Midnight out.
Goodbye.